30's podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the 30's podcast. I am your host today, Melissa, and we have the lovelies,
Molly,
Anna,
and of course, Michelle, our mamasaur. She is still on hiatus. So just be us three for the time being, and today's my episode. And so, as what we always say, we're kind of open here, and so I was kind of thinking, I'm not going to cry this episode, okay? But it is. Don't look at me like that.
Hey, Molly, you want to bet? I have $1. I think. Wait, no, not with me.
I have $1.
I can send you money. You want to bet $1?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Wait, you're betting yes or no? She won't cry. Will she cry?
Are you saying she'll cry?
I think she will cry. What about you?
Well, that's unfair because
You think she's gonna cry too?
Well, it depends what her topic is. We don't know what her topic is.
Okay, fine. I will vote she won't cry. You vote she'll cry.
What's the topic?
Oh, my topic is just, struggles in your 30s.
Oh, she definitely crying.
She will.
Wow.
I wouldn't say bawling, but she will have a
little teary eye,
little watery.
You know what? Okay, I'll go in on this bet. I'm gonna say say I am not going to cry. But what's the definition of crying?
That's all I'm saying. If it's like a water show or
anything coming out your eye,
or it's like me when you could tell that you were about to cry or something because where your nose starts to turn really red.
No, I would say that doesn't consider for me.
Or
my
eyebrows.
definition would be
so
that
if water comes out of my eyes.
Yes, if it actually comes out.
Okay.
Crying.
Okay, but if I get water-eyed or tear-eyed, that doesn't count, right?
That's all I'm saying.
You see what I mean?
So I think we've
What's the
gotten to the
definition?
point where we're able to tear a little bit, where our eyes are red and there are puddles, but we're able to become the cop from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and tell the tear not to come out.
Yeah.
Let's just not. Because it just sounds like you're now that you say that, I'm going to make sure not to cry. So now it's not fair anymore to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you brought it up.
Yeah. I was just playing your game.
It's not about winning. I was just saying
know.
about that. That's the thing, is you're going to manipulate it and then not cry. So then it's not fun anymore.
But anyway,
Okay.
continue.
I think I'm... Shut the hell up. Those who are watching the video, Anna's mouthing stuff to the camera. Anyways, no, hopefully I won't cry. But it's just, struggles in my 30s. Struggles in my 30s that I've been noticing now that I'm 33. Am I 33? Yes, I'm 33. And when we first started this podcast, I just turned 30. And so kind of just reviewing my time back from, I guess, 30 to 33. I know it's not that big of an age difference, but I just feel like a lot can happen in those years, Yeah,
as the astrological girls would put it, it's because it's your Saturn return.
Which is, what do you mean by that?
It's
for those who don't know.
Well, some people, let me see if I can actually look up the word terminology before I butcher it.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people, how they put it is it's when you mature. Hold on. Let me see if I can find out what the internet says. Oh my gosh.
Is it just for her horse, her astrological sign, or is it for anyone?
It's like a rite of passage is what the internet is saying. And it's considered a major turning point, often acting as a wake-up call to reevaluate life path, careers, and relationships. The first return is between the ages of 27 to 31. The second one is when you're 56 to 60 years old. So the first Saturn return, ages 27 to 31, is known for transitioning a person from youth into a disciplined adulthood. So that's why I said it's whenever you actually become an adult.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, yeah, I thought about it the other day. Well, not really the other day. I've been thinking about it ever since I kind of turned 30 and going through all my shit that I went through last year and thinking about it. And I was like, you know what? This world is not really meant for single over 30 childless people, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's not built for us people. And I think since, we are kind of like the first generation of women who we don't really need a man for any gain, if that makes sense. Marital gains, financial gains. Where back in the day, for those who don't know, back in the day, when women had to have like a man's permission to get like a bank account or like to just do anything, we're kind of the first generation to have that freedom of we can do it ourselves, and so I think being a woman, being single, being childless, it's kind of hard a little bit. And I'm pretty sure it goes the other way around too for men who are single, childless. It goes that way too.
I think that the only reason why it's hard is because our society pressures everybody to kind of hurry up and get through life.
Yeah.
And when you said like, you're the first person in this or at least the first generation of women that get to really appreciate and do whatever they want and they don't have to rely on a man.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been saying this a lot because I see it online and I do agree with it. It's like you are your mom's wildest dream.
Yes.
You really are. Like everything that you are, the embodiment of you and what you're going through, even though it's been a horrible 2-3 years for you, it's still your mom's wildest dreams.
Yeah, and I think I've also seen like your ancestors, your women ancestors are like, this is what they fought for, and then like sometimes I think that's also like the downside of it too, is like I know that that's what like they fought for and things like that, but I also kind of feel a little guilty at the same time where I'm kind of like, what am I doing with my life? Am I living up to that expectation kind of thing? But then I kind of realized that like this is the expectation sometimes, to have the freedom to just sit around and not do anything or waste money on stuff that makes me happy, and sometimes I just have to like remind myself, like this is it. You have this freedom to do nothing, yeah, it's been on my mind. Those of you guys who are in your 30s right now, maybe you're in the same position as I am, or maybe you're in Anna's position where she is married, but she is childless, or if Michelle was here, she's in her 30s and she's married and have kids, and so it's always, different perspectives. And then here's Molly, who's almost 30. Oh my God, it's crawling up on you, girl.
I know. It's coming.
Yeah. And
How old are you?
She's 28. She's turning 29 this year.
29 this year. Yeah.
29?
She's in her. You're in your Saturn return.
Yeah,
Things have been rocked, huh?
rocked and just future plans. Yeah,
You've been
it's gonna be
getting
very
your world
difficult.
rocked.
There's gonna be a lot of decision making, is what it is, basically in the future.
I think at the beginning of this year, a lot of big decision makings have been coming up. So,
Like lots of things.
What do you mean?
Just a lot of like random things that just came up, and so deciding what to do. A lot of stuff are coming up.
Oh yeah, you kind of did have like a big,
She had a life-altering...
life-altering situation with you being in the hospital last year. And
And it kind of made you, like, really change things in your life.
Yeah, that, and then, just some other things, too, that will come out later, sooner or later. But, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just we're all kind of in like this one weird cycle where, um, you know, as I said earlier, that like for one, like you're kind of questioning your career a little bit. Two, you, let's see here, the pressure to meet society milestones, you know, by this age. That's a huge pressure and a huge, like, constantly reminding myself, like, it's okay if that's not the way it's okay to not follow the norm.
Yeah, but it's hard because you
Yeah.
have to literally push against the current of other people because, like, I follow this TikTok creator, or I should say just creator in general. Her name is Jackie Asamoah, and she is married and childless by choice.
Mm-hmm.
And she like made a video the other day, and I was like, "That's so true." She goes, "You get with somebody. They say when you gonna get married. You get married. They say when you're gonna have kids. Then after you have kids, they say when you're gonna have another one." She goes, "Why is everything a damn competition for women? Can we just
Yeah.
not live?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "That's so true."
Mm-hmm.
It's so true because a lot of people hate on her for like they're kind of like, "Oh, you're not married, or how come you're not married?" And then she makes a good point. She goes, "Well, it's none of your business,
Yeah.
and I'm just living life, so leave me alone."
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Or I get a lot of, like, what's wrong with you? I get a lot of that, like, oh, what's wrong with her? And I'm just
Yeah.
kind of like, there's nothing wrong with me. Well, there is something wrong with me. It's called I have standards. That's what it's called. You know, and I have boundaries. And so,
When you say like that, the question being asked, like, what is wrong with you? Are you saying like why you're alone? Like why?
yeah,
you're not
like
with
a lot of
somebody?
people would be like,
Oh.
it's that look in their face sometimes, and like the way they say it, they try to like sugarcoat it, but when it all boils down to like, what's wrong with you that nobody wants to be with you, you know? And I'm like, there's nothing wrong with me. It's just I have standards, and I'm really picky on who that person's gonna be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and also like, I'm pretty sure since you have been single for a while, you have this peace that you know you can't get if you get married and have kids.
Yeah.
And that would be a really hard selling point from another person that's wanting to be with you. Like, what do they have to offer for you that would make it where you wouldn't have to give up that part of you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's a valid reason to not get with somebody, because there's something so peaceful about being able to just get up, do what you want, girl dinner all day, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so I think when that person is asking you, I wonder if they're just projecting.
Yeah, and a lot of the times it is that I've noticed that it's just a lot of projection like coming at me because I didn't follow the societal rules, the norms. And it's not like I didn't want to follow it. It's just happened to fall this way. You know, it's not like I don't want that life. Yeah, I would love that life. You know, but at the same time, like, I know myself and I know that, like, my past relationships have traumatized me, and I'm just a little bit more picky now on who I choose because it's me, you know, and like what you said, it's very, do I want to deal with that the rest of my life?
It's going to be a really hard selling point. Like, just
Yeah.
because somebody, I mean, I know that it's awful to say, but not really at the same time. Because, like, I want, like, our, like, younger Hmong kids out there to kind of understand, you know, like, there's more to life to getting married.
Yeah.
And, like I said, just saying I love you or I care about you is honestly not enough. How can you demonstrate to me that you will be a partner that can support me where I don't have to like literally ask you for my space or like what I want to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, yeah, I granted any relationship you have to like communicate and compromise, but that versus not having to ask or tell anybody is kind of hard to kind of like convince, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And then again, this is not just for women too. This is for men too.
Yeah,
Like
of
men
course,
who
yes.
are same like me and they know who they are and they have standards and they have boundaries. You know, same thing for them. You know, and so again, when me and one of my guy friends was talking about it, and I had said, I had asked him, I was like, would you date somebody who has kids already? You know, like at our big age, at 33. You know, it's really hard to come by another single person our age who hasn't been previous married or has who doesn't have kids. You know, so it's kind of hard to come by somebody like that. And so I had asked him, I was like, do you think that that's something that you can do? You know, it's to, you know, date somebody who has kids. And then he was just kind of like, yeah, no, I don't think so. Because I don't think it would be fair for me, her, and the kids. You know? And I was just like, you know what? I agree. Because I hate to say it, because I had some friends in the past who were like, oh, you know, Melissa, just date him. You know, yeah, he has a few kids, or yeah, he has a kid, you know, but at your guys' big age, they're going to have kids anyway. And I'm just kind of like, I remember saying this to them. I was like, I did not make it this far for me to settle down with somebody who has a kid. You know, I mean, granted, if I did, then great, you know, but for my preference right now, I don't want to settle with somebody who has a kid.
I'm just thinking of it like a whole package deal thing.
Yeah.
Like the kids come with it, so you don't get to work your way there.
Mm-hmm.
Like if the kids are very little and then you kind of help raise them, that's different.
Yeah.
And also, there's a lot of baggage that comes to it that I don't think that people are willing to be honest and transparent about when it comes to children. Like, imagine that person has children and they have not unpacked all of their baggage with that.
Yeah.
Because they have kids. Because there's no time to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it's valid. Like, granted, there might be somebody out there with children that has worked on it and they're fine, but
Yeah, or they have a great co-parent
yeah,
situation that's happening, you know, and that's great, you know, but that's like really,
That's just
really
not for me.
slim.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
slim, and you're just I'm opening up myself to a lot more mental load than what I'm fantasizing about. Does that make sense? We're not really fantasizing about, but like a lot of people just rush through it and they're like, oh, having a kid is not that big of a problem. But in reality, no, it really is, because, you know, you're literally raising that child, you know, because you're going to be there a lot. You know what I mean?
It's a lot to deal with children.
Yeah.
I mean, Michelle's not here, but I'm pretty sure she'll agree with us that, you know, it takes a lot from you mentally, emotionally, and physically.
Yes.
And then to the point, too, where sometimes you forget about yourself as an individual and as a partner to your, like, you know, spouse, whoever it is that they'll be. Because, like, I hear all the time from like parents who are like, yeah, we just got so caught up on the kids that we forgot about ourselves, and so now we have to go back and start from the beginning with ourselves.
Yeah. Because, like, if it was me and I was single and I had a kid, you know, like, and if I wanted to start dating again, that would be the first question to the person I'm talking to or dating. Be like, look, I have a kid. We come together. So if you're not down for it, then I need to know. You know, because that kid is my priority, you know. So it's either both of us or none of us, kind of thing. And it should be like that. You know, it really should be like that. And so, yeah, like I said, it's hard. Some people don't see it like that. So if I flipped it the other way and I was talking to a man and he had a kid and he told me he had a kid, and I don't know, let's just say he said the same thing, we come in as a package or whatever, and I guess I really like this dude, then I have to mentally prepare myself like, you're gonna be in it, you know, like, this is this is now involving another human being who has no idea what the heck is going on, how much feelings and work go into this whole situation, whole relationship, and so it's kind of like a make or break thing, and so I care enough for the kids' feelings and their validation and stuff like that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And so that's what I'm thinking of going into it. And so it's not fair for me, whether I'm on either side, to make that decision. So sorry, that was just my whole soapbox for that. But yeah, so meeting society milestones, career disillusionment, and financial strain is a lot of the struggles that us people in our 30s are going through right now with this whole world that's burning, literally. I had my career disillusionment last year, and I'm just on my way on trying to
Pick
pick myself back up. I'm at an okay point right now. It's not as bad as what I had, previously, but I'm at an okay place right now. And that's not going to stop me from to keep trying for newer and better things. Okay.
I think you last year around this time really struggled.
Yes, I did.
And you couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And do you have because when I get into these situations where I'm really struggling in the moment, and then when I finally break free, it's usually later, and I'm like, oh my god, it was not that crazy, but I couldn't get myself out of it. So I'm just kind of curious how you're feeling about yourself now versus back then. Do you feel like that heavy cloud, dark cloud over your head? Has it gone? Has it passed? Do you feel the shift?
Yes, I want to say I still have lingeringness of it because it's only been a year, and so there's still some lingeringness of the dark heavy clouds sometimes, but a lot of the times it's me self-doubting myself kind of thing. And when you're kind of stuck in that dark point of your life, you're kind of you kind of think, at least for me, I kind of thought that it was just all my fault. I could have done this better. It's all my fault. And then now, a year later, I still kind of have those doubts, but because of me being in that deep, dark pit, all I had to do was rely on myself. And so I kind of just had to keep pushing myself out of it. And so now, it's kind of I know how to not really handle it, but more of oh, I have a dark thought. And Melissa, that's not real. That's not facts. It's a feeling, but it's not real. You know yourself, and you know that, you're not that type of person kind of thing. And I kind of just whoosh it away, if that makes sense.
Yeah, as long as you're not bearing it down.
Yeah. And so I don't think I'm bearing it down. It's more of that's not true, Melissa. You're not a loser, because of this, and this, and this, and then so stop thinking like that because that's not real. And so I'll sit there and just it out of my brain.
So you basically address it head on.
Yeah, most of the times. But there are some times where I don't know what I'm feeling. I don't know what feeling this is. And so I'll kind of sit on it for a while. Until I can understand why I'm feeling like it and what is it, kind of thing. And so, yes, I'm trying to, I think now I'm kind of processing it a little better.
So are you saying that you're processing your feelings right now?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I want to process it, but then I can't process it. And so I think I get mad at myself that I'm not processing it because I don't know what it is. But I kind of just leave it sitting there and I kind of just go off and do my own thing until maybe it'll knock on me again. And then I'm just kind of like, okay, what is this? You know? And then I just have to sit with it until I figure out what it is. And if I don't figure it out, it's just kind of one of those things where I'm like, okay, I'm just going to move you a little bit. You can hang around, but I'm just going to move you a little bit because I have some stuff I need to do.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I don't know if that's normal, but that's just what is kind of just working with me right now. But a lot of the times I am trying to like analyze myself, but also at the same time to not overanalyze it and not use all my time trying to figure out and then get mad at myself because I don't know what I'm feeling. Does that make sense? I know how to just, I'll let you sit here on my hip and I'm going to go do something else very quick. You know?
I was just curious because just based on like how you were feeling around this time last year, you basically were like, you were just in a really dark place and you didn't see any way out. And so it's just, I hope you give yourself credit for pulling yourself out of that because you really were struggling a lot.
Yeah, I think, after the first job loss and then the second job loss, that one hit me really, really bad. But then I was like, you know, this is not the first time, Melissa. You just have to pick yourself back up and go for it. You did it before, you know, and then when I have this new job, or dang, how many jobs did I have?
I don't know.
Yeah, see, that's how many times I had to pick myself up because I just had to keep trying, throwing things out there. And then towards the end of it, like now, when I think about it, I'm like, see, Melissa, you're not, because in my head, I'm constantly a loser in my head. And so I'm just kind of like, you know, look at all these job offers that you got. Look at all these job opportunities that you got. You know, and so you're not a loser. You're not this person that you think you are, that you don't know what you're doing kind of thing. Is that what it's kind of like what you said, like, was it imposter syndrome kind of thing? Yeah. And so a lot of it is just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself.
I feel like it's just easier for us to help other people identify what their strengths are because we choose to not look at our own strengths.
Yes.
And I want to like name your strength because I think you should hopefully come to like identify or address that you don't give up. Like you work really hard.
Yes.
And you're not a quitter.
Yes. And I do know that in myself. But sometimes, like, the little kid in me, though, is kind of like, but I don't want to. Does that make sense?
You don't want to.
Like, I don't want to try anymore. I'm tired.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm tired of being resilient. I'm tired of being strong, you know? So, it's just hard. It's one of those things where you kind of just, you have to go. You have to keep moving kind of thing. And better things are coming, whether you believe it or not. Better things are coming.
Well, to the people that are listening here, what would you say that you did that helped you to keep going? Because I'm pretty sure for you, every day was a struggle.
Yeah. I think for me, it was, cry. Like, for real, I'm laughing about it, but in reality, yeah, it's to cry. Cry it out. Like, even if it's in the middle of the day, go to the bathroom, cry it out, come out, you know. If it's 3 o'clock in the morning, cry it out. I don't know. That's what helped me a lot, is because, you know, what Molly said, you're gonna get an autoimmune disease if you don't let it out somehow. Whether that's anger, whether it's yelling, whether it's hitting, whether it's crying, working it off, running, I don't know. You have to let it out somewhere. You know, whether it's going to a rage room and hitting everything, I don't know. You have to let it out. It has to go somewhere.
I think they say like you cry it out, you sweat it out, or you pee it out.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because most women, from studies shown, most women die from like heart problems, and usually that's because of all the stress they have and that they don't release or anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, women, get angry. Yell back. If they yell at you, yell back. You don't want no autoimmune disease, okay? But yeah. So I guess that's my advice, is to cry it out and then just pick yourself back up and keep going. Whether it's doing something a little bit a day, that's fine. Whether it's turning in one application that day, that's fine. Whether it's just getting up and showering that day, that's fine. Or eating, that's fine.
So you're saying essentially you should just move.
Yeah. I had to. I couldn't sit there and lay in my bed anymore and doom scroll. Yeah, anymore. And then, you know, you can't. I had a lot of panic attacks, you know, where I sat there for hours and then putting like 20, 30 applications within like 2 hours, 3 hours, you know, because I'm having a panic attack kind of thing. And I think at that time I didn't realize that I was like having a panic attack or like a anxiety attack, you know. I'm just trying to get control of something that I don't have control of, kind of thing. So, yeah, just get out of the bed, get out into a different part of your house. You know, you just have to keep going, keep trying. Whether you like it or not, you have to. Yeah. But, sorry, going back to different struggles in your 30s. I think one that I kept seeing like on TikTok a lot was people saying that those of us who are childless and single, we tend to get forgotten a lot, like in our friend group or in friend group, family group a lot, because sometimes a lot of the default kind of goes to us. Like, for instance, like, oh, Melissa's not busy because she doesn't have a kid, or she's not married. She's not busy. Have her do it. Kind of thing. And then us single people are kind of like, what? Just because I don't have a kid? You know, you're going to throw majority of the bulk of crap onto me? Okay, that's weird. You know, or, you know, let's say your friends get married. And you're happy for them, and you're there, you fly out to go see them and go to their wedding, and then go to their engagement parties and to their wedding, and then they have a kid, and so you fly out to go see them, throw a baby shower, buy them all these gifts and all that stuff, right? You're the person who is being there for them. But then nobody is reciprocating those feelings towards us. You know, or like people can't come to, let's say, like a birthday thingy that I planned for myself, and then they say, oh, I can't go because my kid. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I think I've seen that online too. So I've seen how some people say that they say, no offense to the ones that have kids, but I have your own. I have different group of friends. Yeah. You're with a group of friends that have kids, and then I have another group of friends that are childless, and I do more things with them because I know that they have more capacity to deal with what we want to do versus with you guys. Yeah. So, like, no offense to you guys that have kids, but, you know, they just have more capacity to show up and be there for me, and then vice versa. And I'm like, you know, that's valid. That's valid.
Yeah.
You have and I would hope that other people have different friend groups, because it shows that you do have a level of maturity. Like, you have different types of friends.
Yeah.
acquaintances or friend groups that are fit in their own little box.
Yeah. But at the same time, though, like, it also hurts a little bit, especially when this is, like, supposed to be, like, one of your best friends. Like, for instance, one of my ex-best friends, you know, like, every time we would hang out, she'd just be like, can my man come? And I'm like, what? Yeah, my man's gonna come to our Korean lunches that we always have together before I even met this man. You know, and he's gonna come, and I'm just kind of like, what? And then every time we would hang out, she'd be like, my man's gonna come, and I'm like, I don't have a problem with your man, okay? I have a problem now when it can't be me and you anymore. I have a problem now when your man is literally
Glued to the side of you.
yeah, takes up all of you. Like, you and your man are one now or whatever. Like, I get it. You guys are, like, married or whatever. But you are still your own person. And I don't understand why you have to bring your man. Does that make sense? I'm not hating.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Well, I wonder what the dynamic is because you don't really know
Right.
him. And I'm wondering if there's, like, maybe a control aspect to their relationship. Like, you don't know if maybe the only reason why she's bringing him up is because he wants to be there. Or,
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? And, like, she doesn't think that, like, that part of her wanting to ask him to be there, she thinks that maybe it might be just, like, a harmless ask. Like, you know, why not? And versus, like, understanding that this type of hangout that you guys have is strictly just girls.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's like a whole, it's like a thing that is their problem, of course.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah. And so I'm wondering if, you know, if you did ever, or if you were ever on good terms with this friend, if you would ever be able to find that out, because that's something that is like within that couple, their issue. We don't know if it's that, or maybe he is asking to come and she's like, I don't know, let me ask. You know what I mean? So.
I get where you're coming from, but
Yeah.
me knowing this person, I don't think that's what it is.
So you think that she just wants to bring him along?
Yes.
Oh.
Because that person is that type of person. You know those people who, like, once they get a man or once they get a girl,
They want to show off kind of thing, or
yes, or
kinda-
like they're just always together, and they kind of like neglect their friends
Yeah.
until something happens, and then they come back to their friends. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Which is kind of shitty.
I don't know. I think that, like, your friend that you're talking about, like, you knew them for most of their young adult life, or like when they're younger, and so there's definitely a lot of immaturity there.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if that's what it is. Now, I can't speak to any experience because I don't have that many friends.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us do.
But but yeah, but I get what you mean. I
Yeah.
think that, again, that's the whole thing about being pressured by society to, like, constantly do things together. I think it's not normalized that you can be your own person and, like, you're allowed to do things without them.
Yeah. Codependency. That's the word. I was like, what's the word? Codependency.
Yeah, because even with like my boyfriend, he's like, oh, if y'all gonna do something, just go ahead. Don't mind me. Do your own thing, kind of thing. He's like, if I have my own things with my friends, I'll let you know. If you want to come, then come, sure. But if you want just have a girls thing, go ahead and go. You know?
Yeah, but I think that's like a level of maturity
Yeah,
that
it
most guys
is.
do
Yeah.
not have because they have this insecurity.
Or girls. Girls
Or
like that
girls too.
Yeah.
But most people don't have that type of maturity because they're insecure,
Yeah.
you know? And it's, again, it just kind of falls back to the whole thing with, like, what I can compare it to is the parent and the child relationship when they're both adults. And
Yeah.
to them means like you hate them, that you don't care about them. But really, when you become an adult, like space helps with your relationship to grow, kind of like a planted pot, or plant that's in a pot and it's trying to grow, and if it's outgrown its pot, like you got to put it in a new space to grow, you know.
Yeah.
So like I can see that would be like the issue.
Yeah. But yeah, that was just another grievance that I've kind of come upon, and I kind of understand, I do understand that a lot, that like, you know, those friends or, you know, people that you know that got married, have kids, you know, you're always there for them. But then when you need somebody to come and show up for me, they can't. You know, and I think that's just a little disheartening. And it makes us feel, I guess, just very realize that, like, oh, it's kind of lonesome. Like, a lot of things I've been reading and also feeling and seeing online is that, you know, people who are like me, single, 30s, childless, we get a lot of loneliness. A lot. You know, because of that. Because we're in our own little bubble kind of thing.
Well, maybe you guys need to connect with each other then. Kind of like what I said, where you have your own group of friends that are childless with you and are single.
Right, but that's the hard part, is that, like, usually we're the only ones in our group. Is what I'm saying. You know, usually we're the only ones, or usually there is nobody to reach out to because of that. You know, so it's not easy as, oh, reach out to other people who are similar to you, because we don't know anybody who's similar to us like that. So that's kind of hard to say when it's literally just us.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it is sad to hear that, you know, other people in your situation feel lonely. But I think the only way that you can remedy that, if you were looking to remedy it, would be to reach out and try to find those people. That's the only way.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, it's just one of those struggles in your 30s. Those who, you know, relate to me, y'all know. Gets a little lonely sometimes, you know. But yeah, I think, I don't know how to end this. I don't know how to, what's the word? Have a positive ending to this. Besides, like,
I mean, it doesn't have to have a positive ending.
That's true.
It can just be the raw truth. And that's just what it is. Now, it's not something that, like, you are saying, like, all the single and childless people are depressed and sad.
No, we're not. You know, like, we chose, not we choose, but, like, we have this freedom, but freedom comes with a cost.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what freedom is. You know, no matter what type of freedom you have, it comes at a cost. And so loneliness is kind of the cost of what we have to, you know, build our careers, build where we want to go, do whatever we want to do. It comes with, you know, loneliness sometimes, you know. And like what you said, it's the truth of it kind of thing. And then, oh, I forgot to say another thing that I'm struggling with in my 30s is parents getting older kind of thing. So you are now the parent of your parents, if that makes sense.
Oh, trust me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah. You're now the parents of your parents because they're older now, they're carefree, and then you realize, how did my parents at my age do what they did? When you see them, how they react now, if that makes sense. Like, you see their true colors now. You know, you're kind of just like, how did y'all survive? With that thinking, with that mentality.
The world was different back then.
Yeah.
The world was a lot easier.
And so that's another like awakening that I have in my 30s. Is that. And I'm just kind of like, at my big old age and at your big old age, like, what? Why am I the parent in this situation? Kind of thing. So that's a whole other can of worms, a whole other struggle that like I'm trying not to grasp on too hard, because I have to remind myself that like they're adults. They can do what they want to do, and you can't do anything about it, kind of thing. So that's another thing, but at the same time, you kind of have to pick your battles with them. So, but yeah, another struggle in my 30s that I did not see coming at all. So, I don't know. But I guess I know a positive side. Now that I think about it, to end this video. A positive, I've been hearing a lot of people say your 30s are you just falling back in love with the things that you loved when you were 13. And it's true. It really is. You just don't care anymore. And you just, if that brings you happiness, you're going to do it. And you're not afraid of people judging you or you getting embarrassed.
Like that one Asian guy on Facebook where he just buys nonchalant stuff and he just laughs at it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know who I'm talking about, but
Yeah.
he'll buy like the most randomest things and he'll just enjoy it. Like a little, like the bubble wand that he bought.
Yeah.
And he has like a distinct laugh too.
Literally, you have grown adult money now, and so 30s it's just all about finding what you love again and falling in love with it and finding peace with it. You don't want to fight anything anymore. You're just kind of like, okay, and then walk off somewhere else, kind of thing. So that's a good part of being 30 is you really don't care anymore, and you're kind of like, okay. That's on you, not on me. So I like the way I am. So yeah. But yeah, 30s are not scary, y'all. It's just your brain has fully developed and you're kind of like, I don't want that for me anymore. And that's great. But yeah. Let me know if you guys have any other struggles that I've missed. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more. And I've just probably just haven't thought about it and didn't realize that, oh, that is a struggle. And I kind of just set it aside like it was nothing kind of thing. So let me know if you guys have any other struggles in your 30s, or, you know, if you're like mulling or getting up into 30, because those years are kind of hard too, kind of thing. And so, you know, let us know. Let us talk about it, you know. And we hope to see you guys in the next episode. Be kind to each other. Go do something that you love today, whether it's, I don't know, baking, I don't know, cooking something. Go be whimsical, okay? We lost our whimsy. Go be whimsy, okay? Okay, love y'all. Bye.